stretch. Please read this manual carefully and use it correctly and keep it properly. Hi, I'm Michaela and welcome back to my channel. Today I have some inside plant chores that I've been putting off forever and ever, and I just have to spend today doing plant chores. So I've got some watering to do. There's some plants that have gotten really just leggy and out of hand, so I need to take some cuttings. We're gonna make some moss poles and just see what else happens. You know how plant chore days go. So there's really no telling what I'm gonna end up doing today, other than definitely taking cuttings of the things that have gotten way out of hand and watering. Oh, and some repotting. And I've been saving up a plant chore I've been really looking forward to, and that is digging for corms in my variegated alocasia frydek, and I hope I find some. So maybe I'll do that at the end, and it'll be like my reward for doing plant chores. It's funny because I really enjoy doing plant chores, but plant chores in the greenhouse are way more fun for me. So I kind of tend to put the plants in my house on the back burner. They're more like my plants. They're not like plants that I usually cut from to sell or have for sale. They're just like my plants that I have for fun. So it's not as big of a priority for me. So maybe you have some plant chores you've been needing to get done and we can do them together. Big stretch. Good girl. Good job, mate. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, so this heartleaf philodendron, I really need to cut this back. It's just getting really leggy, and there's all this, and it's on the floor, which is not what I'm after, and just ignore the disorganization back here. So I definitely need to take cuttings of this, and then this is hanging on the floor also, and this Monstera Peru. See if I can find a way to, did I tie that in some kind of a weird knot? Why do you do the things that you do? So this is how overgrown this Monstera Peru has become. So I have a lot of cuttings to take back here. Okay, so in a plant chores video, probably in, I think it was in February, I repotted this, put it on a moss pole, and I stuck it back in this corner, and it has grown a ton. I'll see if I can get a better view, but I had it up on the wall, and you can't see that. But I had it up on the wall, I was out of town, it fell over. And as you can see here, it just kind of turned around, went back toward the light, and kept growing. So I need to take some cuttings of this real bad. Look how calm they are. Oh my god, they're so cute. Leave that one. Also, it's getting really good variegation. I feel like Monstera standaleyana is a really underrated plant. I think it's so pretty. It is, however, very hard to propagate. Also, so I was telling you, this might not be the right light for this, but I was telling you about the paint on my glasses. Let's see if you can see it. Like right here, it's like missing paint, and right here. And it's not that noticeable. I was wearing my other glasses, but these are way more comfortable. But hopefully I'll get some different ones ordered by the end of this week. So I have found Monstera standalliana to be probably one of the most difficult to propagate plants. So you might be able to see it in this light here. This is what I was trying to do. Can you see? I sure can't. Can you see where the paint is missing here? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I do actually need these. It might be focusing, it might not. And it's less than a foot away from my face and I can't tell. So yeah, I thought this was foundation, but then I got my head out of my ass and I'm like, I don't even wear foundation, so it's probably not that. So I have no idea how long it's been like this, but I've had these for 2 years. They have taken a beating. I sleep in them accidentally sometimes. I go out in the greenhouse and do and I wear them every single day too, so they've taken a beating, so they've held up pretty decent, all things considered. But I need a new prescription anyway, so it's time to bid these adieu. I think it's crazy how this plant, I didn't really notice it growing, and then I noticed that it fell over and then it just like turned around and kept growing before I even had a chance to do anything with it. It put out like 3 or 4 leaves. So this thing grows super fast, and it's not, like, it's right by a grow light, but it isn't in high humidity. In fact, it is right next to an air vent. So less than ideal plant conditions, which just goes to show how easy this plant is. And I kind of recently got a standalliana aurea, and it's really pretty. It looks way different than the albo does. But I think if you hadn't seen them both, it would be easy to get them confused. Wow, this ended up being a ton of cuttings. I sat down to make sure my last clip I took was in focus, and May is already laying on my foot, and I hate to wake her up because she has so much energy that she doesn't really nap as much as I think she needs to during the day. So I hate to wake her up, so I'm gonna be out of commission for a little bit while my little dog takes a nap. Okay, so now I have 2 plants that I want to put on a moss pole, and that's this philodendron Charonier and my sketchy looking variegated melanochrysum. And I got these little plastic moss poles off of Amazon. So we're gonna see how these work. Oh, moss pole manual. Please read this manual carefully and use it correctly and keep it properly. came with Velcro. Please distinguish the front and back side of the product. Oh, they're like rolled in a way that is going to make this kind of a pain. Fold the left side up along the dotted line. The right side is also folded up. This is kind of hard to put together. Okay. Yeah, there we go. I wonder if I need this stick here. I wonder if this is too small of a pot. Oh, you know what I should have done? Let's put the moss in first. Okay, that worked a little better. Okay, so I have this little Hoya linearis and I want this pot to be fuller, and some of these are just, they don't have any leaves, so I'm going to root a few cuttings and then pot them in this pot once they root. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is go digging for corms in this alocasia. So Crystal has warned me that this soil is kind of gross. So we'll see if mine is as gross as what hers was, and hopefully find a corm or two. So this straightened out pretty well, so I'm gonna take the bamboo stakes off. So I think this is one of those plugs here, so I'm kind of afraid to go too wild here. I don't think mine probably has any. I haven't found any yet. I don't know, I haven't really done a lot of digging in a lot of alocasia. So I've been having a really hard time sleeping lately. So what was it? Not last night, but the night before last night, I feel like I just didn't sleep at all, but at one point I must have, because I had this really ridiculous dream. I don't really remember like anything really specific that I was doing. I just remember like kind of going about my business out in public like I normally would. But I kept seeing people who were wearing pajama pants, and for whatever reason, myself in this dream. Okay, I see what she was talking about now. She was saying there's like strips of fabric, so I think it's from the plug. Oh yeah, that's really weird and gross. Ew. Yeah, I see what she was talking about with the gross soil now. Ooh. Okay. So anyway, I was going about my business, just, you know, in town, at the grocery store or wherever, and I kept seeing people wearing pajama pants. So my dreaming self thought that I should like point and laugh at these people and try to get other people to laugh at them for wearing pajama pants. Oh, I see a little one, which is weird because that's like, my waking self would not do anything even remotely like that. But in this dream, I was like trying to get people to laugh at others for wearing pajama pants in public, and then whenever I would start to do that, like nobody would join in and I would get kind of irritated, and then I would look down and I was wearing pajama pants too, and this happened like a number of times. It was just really funny. And these aren't like pajama pants that I would even typically wear, because I only wear pajama sets. I don't wear just like pajama pants. It's just not how I do things. But in this dream, that's what I did, and it was so strange. Okay, so no corms today. There is a place where some new growth is going to come out, but not today. So that's a little disappointing, but not really. And after looking at that soil, I'm glad I'm going to be switching it. I think it'll do better in my soil. That's the thing with soil, like we all have our own preferences. There's not like a right or wrong growing media to have your plants in. It's just whatever works for you. I do, like when people order plants from my shop, I tell them not to repot right away because that's just gonna stress the plant after it's been shipped. But I usually try to wait to sell anything until it could be repotted, until it's like ready to be repotted, because I just assume that's what people are going to do. Just the first chance, I mean, it's just what plant people do. We repot our plants at the first opportunity, so I try to wait till things are really well rooted to sell them. Okay, now it's in my soil and hopefully it likes it. So I was trying to figure out why this one isn't growing, and I figured it out. So I'm going to stick this in water instead of soil, let some of these roots grow back, and then pot it back up. Okay, this is a real mess and I apologize. We're almost done repotting. Okay, so here is the Epiprimnum amplisimum. I unboxed this not too long ago, and it has enough roots for me to pot it up. And I'm also going to pot up this, little variegated micans. I just broke the container. think I might need a bigger pot than this. No, I think it'll work. Okay, so I also have this Clarinervium hybrid, and both of those were shipped to me in moss, so I kind of had to reroot them because it was just really, really hot outside. Okay, so we have reached the end of my plant chore list today, kind of. I was going to move a couple of plants out to the greenhouse, but it is extremely hot and it's supposed to finally get cooler next week, so I'm gonna do that next week. There's no reason to take them from like 75 degrees to 103. So yeah, we're just gonna wait on that. But yeah, that's all the plant chores I'm gonna do today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully you got some plant chores done too. So thank you so much for watching, and what do I say at the end? If you liked this video, what do I say at the end of my videos? If you liked this video, please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals, and I will see you again soon.